Hey, this is Colin O'Dwyer from Songwriting Unlimited. This is part 3 in a series on beginning guitar. Today we're going to talk about the C chord, C major chord, C minor chord, and all the chords in the key of C. The reason we'll start with a C chord is because the notes in the key of C are all natural. There's no flats, there's no sharps. So if I start at C, remember this was A sharp, B sharp, C, I'm going to go up the scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And again, I talk about this in the theory section. A major scale is from the root, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So first we're going to spell out a C chord. Here we have C, next string, E, G, C, E. Now, the interval names here are C, or the root, E, or the third, C, D, E. The intervals are always from where you start to where you end. So C, D, E, that's a third. C, E, G is a fifth. Back to C, or the root, or the tonic, to E, the third. Now there's different things you can do here. If I want to add the fifth, the G, here, I want to add it to the bass to give it a richer sound. I just adjust my fingers like that. And now I've got a richer sounding C chord. If I want to put the third of the chord into the bass, I strum the whole thing. That's actually the third of the chord. I made an inversion here. Okay? Sometimes it sounds good. You only use it if you really know if you're really intending to do that. But generally you're going to strum it from here. Okay. If I want to play parts of the C chord, it's still a C chord. In other words, these three together are a C chord. These three together are a C chord. And that's a C chord as well. A bar chord, if I'm just putting my finger over, I'm actually just making the neck smaller. That's all a bar chord is. And I'm starting it here. You really want to have the whole thing ring out. Again, I can play a part of a C chord. That's a C chord. That's a C chord, like that. I move all the way up here. Another bar chord. That's a C chord. I can play it like that. I can play it like that. Or I can play it like that. That's a C chord as well. C minor, the only difference when you make a chord minor, all you're doing is you're taking that third, that E, and I'm moving it down a half step to E flat. So the only difference in the spelling of a C minor chord is that E is now flat. So different ways to play the E minor chord. You generally don't do it here, but you can. That's an E minor chord. If I just take that bar chord, I want to make it minor, taking the E, going to E flat. There's E minor, or rather C minor. Up here, taking this, making it flat like that. Anywhere that you go, that's a C minor chord. That's a C minor chord. The chords in C major, it's important to know if you're writing, so that when you're writing songs or want to go to a different section, sometimes it's good to know what chords are in the diatonic chords that are in the key of C major. So C is the 1 chord, D minor is the 2 chord, E minor is the 3 chord, F is the 4 chord, G is the 5 chord, and we'll go over all of these chords. G is the 5 chord, A minor is the 6 chord, B diminished is the 7 chord, and takes us back to C major, the 1 chord.